I am very excited about today's class because, hey, eating vegetables, this is what I tell people every day, and even tell myself and my family to do that. Sometimes the eating it would be okay if vegetables would be prepared in a very tasty and yummy way. So today we're going to make 4 dishes. So we, as always, will be very busy, and we'll talk about the benefits of eating vegetables. So we'll start. And before we start, let me introduce myself. My name is Joanna. I am a dietitian at Form Health, and cooking is my passion. And today we'll basically have a 1 hour around my chopping board to sort of gather through Zoom and learn how to make those delicious but simple vegetable dishes. Before we start, if you have, please mute yourself, I think, because Kim is recording the class, so would be just much easier. If you have any questions, you can unmute and ask, or you can just put in a chat box. Unfortunately, I cannot see well from here to read, but Kim will let me know if there's any remarks, any questions, so please get them coming. All right, perfect. So vegetables. What is the big deal about eating vegetables? I don't know if you can tell me a few benefits of eating veggies. Someone is not muted unless they want to speak about health benefits of veggies.
They're filling. They're filling.
Okay. So tell me, what is the health benefits of eating vegetables?
High fiber.
Mm-hmm.
They're filling.
Mm-hmm.
Antioxidants.
Perfect. Someone must be reading from some cheat sheet, I think. All those are wonderful, wonderful points about eating vegetables. So you're right. Vegetables generally are very low in calories. So when we are talking about weight loss, including food lower in calories will help, right? To feel satiated, to fill us up. Another point they are typically very high in fiber. They're a wonderful source of fiber, and fiber is so important for many, many reasons. One reason is, again, the fullness. It aids us in, helps us in with weight loss.
Can we have everyone mute themselves?
Please. Do you know how to mute? If someone doesn't know, there is a button on the left, the microphone. Just click on that and you will be muted. So we can record it without additional noise.
Or
right.
if you're on your phone, just hit the mute button on your phone.
Okay. If you're
Good tip.
Tip. See, I did not know.
Me neither.
Good. So, okay, going back to the fiber benefits. So fills us up. So it's wonderful tool to use to increase our satiety. That's one. But also fiber helps a lot in lowering blood sugar, on helping with managing blood sugar throughout the day, because it slows down the absorption of the carbohydrates that we eat with fiber. Also, fiber is so beneficial in lowering cholesterol as well. So high fiber diet has been shown to decrease cholesterol because fiber will bind into bile that our liver produces. And bile is basically cholesterol, and removes it and takes it to the other end, prevents from reabsorption. So that's a lot of benefits. And also fiber is a food for the microbiome, a bunch of microorganisms that live in our colon that are very beneficial to us. And their food is fiber. So we need to deliver them good food, and they will produce for us vitamins and will protect us from protect our intestines to their intestines to protect from getting sort of damage, to increase the integrity of the intestinal wall. So very, very important. I don't know if you've heard about the benefits of healthy microbiomes, but this is sort of high fiber diet helps with that. So keep that in mind. So include as much vegetables as possible and variety of different vegetables. And another benefits is they are full of vitamins. They have the potassium, carotenoids, and other stuff. Potassium, if you're seeking to lower your blood pressure, getting food rich in potassium will help you tremendously, like celery, really rich in potassium. Even potatoes are rich in potassium, especially the skin. So a lot of getting a lot of vitamins, minerals, magnesium, and other stuff. And also there's a lot of phytochemicals or ingredients in plants that have been shown to be protective against cancer, against systemic diseases. So, there's like in the tomatoes, you have a lycopene. There is in carotenoids is one of the phytochemicals, protective. There's a whole bunch of one, and they're sort of learning, and every so often you can hear, well, if we eat, little blueberries are fruits, but sort of I'm talking about produce, that will help you with your eyes. And, we all sort of go for blueberries, but generally eating variety of fruits and vegetables will help us to maintain good health. It's like taking a good multivitamin that Mother Nature offered us and putting in. So again, we can talk about endless time about the benefits of vegetables and fruits, but those are the sort of the very general and main benefits of eating veggies. But how do you prepare them? I often every day when I talk to patients, some people do better than the other, but it is a struggle, right? You have to sort of go and chop. You have to come up with something that is flavorful, and sometimes it goes bad. So today I'm going to show you a few simple recipes that could be made in advance and keep in the refrigerator pretty well, some of them. So let's start with the first recipe is Mediterranean quinoa salad with roasted summer vegetables. This is a perfect salad you can make and take it to your potluck or to your as a sort of offering to your barbecue when you go to visit someone. Very simple, but you can make it in advance and it will hold well. So what it does have, it has quinoa. And I don't know if you ever use quinoa, but quinoa it's a grain. And it's well sort of recognized for higher protein content and absence of gluten. So if someone follows a gluten-free diet, they can use quinoa in place of other grains, wheat. It became very popular several years ago, and sort of in every health food store you could find quinoa. And quinoa is, it's basically, it's a seed. It's a tiny little seed, right? But you have to rinse it very, very well. So I don't know if you can see it, but basically it looks like sesame seeds. You can rinse it because it has saponin, which is a toxic element that quinoa as a plant produces. Very smart quinoa. You know what quinoa does? Produces the saponin, which is a soapy bitter substance that is mildly toxic, but it's toxic to other plants and other predators. So insects and other stuff will leave quinoa alone. It's a fungicide, again, naturally produced. So to get rid of the saponin, you need to rinse your quinoa well. So put in a not colander, but something with a very fine mash and rinse it water so it's clear. Some of them were already pre-rinsed, but just in case, always rinse it. Rinse it till it's wet. And the way how you cook it like rice. 1 cup of quinoa, 2 cups of water. If you want to make a little bit more flavorful, you can add a broth, chicken broth, vegetable broth. It will enhance the flavor. I cook my quinoa in a rice cooker. Believe it or not, I have one of those gadgets. I had it for years. So today I just put 1 cup of quinoa, 2 cups of water, press the button, and it cooked, and actually cooks a lot. So it is a starch. Don't get fooled that this is, it's not, it doesn't have carbohydrates. It does have, but 1/4 cup of dry, which would make almost a cup, a little less than a cup. It's 150 calories. It has 27 grams of carbohydrates, 3 grams of fiber, and it has 6 grams of protein. So it's a quite substantial if you will mix that with other vegetables, and that's what we're going to use. So the way I cooked my quinoa, it looks beautiful. It almost looks like a caviar because it has a little bubbles, little spheres when it's cooked, and you can see it when it's cooked. It has sort of it's almost like we want to go to seed at a little part of the plant that is sprouting, like almost sprout. So this is a quinoa. So I cooked
Joanna?
Yes.
Someone has a question. Sorry to interrupt you. They say, can you say what the difference is between different colors of quinoa?
Just a different variety. So this is quinoa, but there's a red quinoa, and I think in my cupboards downstairs, mix of red and white. So it's just a little different flavor, not the big sort of change in overall sort of flavors or sort of application. Yeah, I get my quinoa at Trader Joe's, especially this one. All right, so we haven't, see, I'm doing shortcuts, guys, because I already pre-cooked my quinoa. And you know what, if you would cook quinoa, cook it more and put it in a Ziplocs in the freezer, like pre-portion, so easy. And if you need it, pull it out, you can overnight and mix it with make it salad. It's so great for summer salad. I love that. For like, you can put cucumbers, tomatoes, and little fresh basil and make that kind of salad, right? Like a tabbouleh. Put a lot of parsley, it's great. We're going to make a little bit different. So I chopped this afternoon summer vegetables, and my summer vegetables is zucchini, although I'm still not growing in my garden. They are just about to start flowering. I have yellow squash. The recipe calls for eggplant. I have slight allergies towards eggplant or sensitivity, so I skipped that, but you certainly can put eggplant if you love it. And bell peppers, just chop the red or whatever bell peppers you have. And I love onions because when you roast onions, it's so sweet and delicious. So definitely include that. It adds a lot of flavor. So we're going to roast it. And my other secret ingredients, it's not that secret. I had some leftover corn on the cob from yesterday dinner. So what I did, I shaved it and I roasted on the cast iron skillet. So why not? Let's utilize what we have. So this recipe does not have that as a list, but I'm going to add it because why not? So we have that. So let's roast the veggies. So the way how I'm just going to basically put it all in a pan and add a little bit of oil. And You would preheat your oven to 425, even 450 if you like, because higher heat cooks nicely. It's more, will caramelize, will not steam it. And remember, if you roast in the oven, never overcrowd your pan, your sheet pan, because it will be steaming versus roasting. You want that nice sort of color. Okay, so I'm going to, but what I'm going to do, because I'm all about shortcuts, I am going to use my air fryer because it's hot today. I don't want to turn my oven. So definitely the same principle. I'm losing some stuff. So this I might do a little bit of salt. Oh, maybe a little bit of pepper or not, whatever. So this is ready for roasting. Again, oven 425 for like 20-30 minutes till it will get nice and caramelized. But I'm doing the shortcut. So here it is. Air fryer. This air fryer is used literally daily in my household. I don't know how often you do it, but okay, here it is. So it's a little bit crowded here, so we'll see. But I'm going to put that, mine goes to 400, and I'm going to do 15 minutes. And I'm going to remind myself in 10 minutes that I need to shake it a little bit to make sure that it's cooked evenly. All right, so we have our salad almost done. So again, the chopping is the bigger sort of production. But remember, if you can go for shortcuts and also buy sometimes pre-chopped vegetables. So easy. Don't feel intimidated. I mean, I do that if I cook big batches of vegetables or something like that, roasted vegetables. I'll do that over the weekend because I have more time. Do you think that right now, if I finish work at 5, I'm gonna go and slay in the kitchen for hours to chop my veggies? The chances are slim, possible, but slim. So again, think about planning that over the weekend when you have a little bit more time. So I love roasting vegetables because those vegetables I will make the salad, but also I can just leave it and put part of my my lunch tomorrow, right? Or dinner, who knows? So you can, again, varieties is you can have many different combinations of vegetables. I also often, when my husband is grilling outside, I have a basket, metal basket. And what I do, I will cut my veggies and ask them to grill it. He put the basket on the hot grill and I throw the chopped veggies with a little, spray a little bit of oil, and they get such amazing flavor, sort of smoky from the bourbon. It's perfect. All right. So now what else we're going to do? So this is roasting. Quinoa is cooked because I did that before. So I have my quinoa. I also I'm going to add chopped tomatoes. Yeah, almost season is coming up, but you can find a better tasting tomatoes. You could possibly roast them in the oven as well if it's in the winter, they're sort of very hard, not so tasty, because roasting would enhance the flavor. But I already have some chopped, and I'm going to make that sort of dressing. And the dressing is garlic. And yeah, I just discovered recently another fabulous shortcut to garlic. So Trader Joe's, at least because I shop there the most frequently, have garlic crushed and this is a fabulous, it's frozen, it's a fabulous savings. You know, sometimes it just, you you are rushed and you need to do it often, you don't have time to peel your garlic and so on. So this comes in a, this is already empty, comes in a little cubes. It's a 1 teaspoon, and you basically press it what you need and put it back in the oven, in the freezer. Fantastic idea. You pay $1 something, but I think it's worth, you know, worth the money, spending the money, because it will help you to get the stuff. But so while this roasting, I'm going to chop some herbs. So when we talk about vegetables, we're talking any dishes. You remember, if you want to elevate a notch or 2 or 3, think of herbs. Herbs always will give a lot of aroma and a lot of flavor. And my favorite, well, I have in my garden, I have parsley, I have mint, and definitely basil is, I even grow some basil here. I usually keep it outside. I just brought it from the kitchen. So we have basil, and I have cilantro for other stuff. But I'm going to, for this particular, because we're going to Mediterranean route, I'm going to get the basil. I'm going to add some parsley. By the way, parsley is such a high source of vitamin C. So definitely add to it. I often will just sort of tear and put it into my salad. Excellent. Okay. So chop my parsley.
Just a reminder to everyone to mute themselves.
Thank you.
And a little basil, Italian basil, gets a nice flavor. And again, you can put as much as you wish, but remember that will give you a lot of extra flavor. Like basil, I don't know if any of you grow basil, but it's so invasive. I put it in the corner of my yard and it's garden, and it's taking over. All right, we have basil, and we are going to dress it up with a little bit of pine nuts. And if you feel like pine nuts are maybe too expensive, you don't have available, you can definitely maybe put pistachio, right? Or maybe a few walnuts if you like, or maybe you can skip it all together. But often nuts will give you a little crunch, a little bit of a surprise when you, not only texture-wise, but also extra nutrients, right? It's a good source of fat. So, and we can also, when we done, we can add a little feta, or you can add maybe a goat cheese, or you can skip it all together. And the dressing will be, I have a lemon juice here, and I have my garlic that I squeezed out of the my little frozen container. So Rico came, hi, sweetie pie. Naughty boy, he ran to the neighbor. There's another bird dog, and he went to say hi. Just came back. Good boy. All right. So I'm just going to start assembling. I'm waiting for my vegetables to get roasted. So as you can see, it's not a whole lot of quinoa. You can add more quinoa. I'm going to add my herbs. Fabulous, right? And my corn leftovers. I don't waste anything here. Has to be eaten. And by itself, it already looks delicious. But I'm telling you, with the extra summer vegetables, you will love it. I mean, look at this. It's just, it speaks summer, right? We have different colors. We have herbs, we have tomatoes, and it smells absolutely divine. And we're going to just finish with the lemon juice, the garlic, and have it done. Okay, so I'm going to wait till everything is roasted so we can assemble our salad. Perfect. Any questions regarding the quinoa, Mediterranean quinoa salad? Anything that people are posting through the chat? I cannot see it.
I think we've answered all the questions so far in the chat.
Fabulous, fabulous. Okay.
I'm staying on top of it. And again, if you are not muted, please mute yourself.
Okay, all right. Now we are moving to one of my favorite recently, because I have a lot of favorite. Salad that I've been making is the Asian cabbage, crunchy cabbage salad with peanut dressing. I love peanuts. I love peanut butter. So anything Asian, it's just fantastic for me. But the big benefit of this salad is it can last a long time. So you know when you make a nice green salad with arugula or your bib lettuce or romaine lettuce, you cannot put the dressing, or if you put the dressing, you have to eat it that day, right, that night, because it gets wilted. So if you use those type of, definitely there's no wilting here, because we are using white cabbage. So I have around 3 cups of white cabbage. I have 2 cups of red cabbage. And to be honest, I use red cabbage all the time, even adding to my my other green lettuce, because I love the crunch, so good. And also I have some shredded carrots, and I have bell pepper, even cucumbers. So we're going to assemble. Let me shake it, shake it. Oh, looking fabulous. Few more minutes and our vegetables will be ready. Okay, so let's see. So here again, you can add cucumbers, you can add other stuff if you want. Tomatoes will hold well as well. So there's no limitations, but the base of the salad is those cabbages, crunchy cabbages. So the only thing is the chopping, but guess what? Buy already pre-chopped if you feel like you are pressed for time, and make yourself the dressing. So actually the salad was inspired when I went to Trader Joe's and I saw the salad kits with Asian dressing. So I bought it just to try it, and it was pretty good. I'm like, I need to start making that. So here it is. A lot of ingredients, don't feel intimidated by them. It's just stuff that you buy once and you use it forever. Except the peanut butter, because it doesn't last too long in my household. All right, so our extensive, so we need a peanut butter, and I don't know what kind of peanut butter you buy, but I would highly recommend that if you do buy it, you buy the natural peanut butter. The GP or what's Smuckers, often they are added with sugar and added with other components that will create the smooth consistency, but so they're not so healthy for us. They used to add hydrogenated fats to prevent from oil from separating. But you know what? What's the big deal of mixing your oil? You can use your muscles and call it a workout, right? I mix peanut butter today. So smoosh it. I just bought it. I love peanut butter, right? All right, so we have peanut butter, and we're going to use 1 1/4 of a cup. It makes a lot of dressing. So often I would just add some, and the rest of it I can use the dressing even for dipping little chicken tenders. So good. So here it is, 1/3. I have my measuring cup. So I'm going to eyeball it. Oh, there it is, 1/3, a lot. Love it, love it, love it. If you are allergic to peanuts, you certainly can substitute for other nut butters, like cashews is very mild, almond butter as well could work, even sunflower butter. A lot of my daughter was going to school, she could not have peanut butter because of other kids, but I would make with sunflower butter in different things. So, okay, we have that, and we need 3 tablespoons of soya sauce, and here it is. 1, 2. And by the way, if you are up for buying new measuring spoon, those are so cool. So they have square ends and a round, and you know why the square? So you can open a thing, and you can, well, this one is too big, but the small one can get to your spice and scoop it up. Or if you have a liquid or other stuff, it helps as well. So, okay, we have soy sauce. We have a toasted sesame oil, and this is also very, very fragrant. And in any store you can buy it. So we have a whole tablespoon. Very aromatic, very aromatic. And now comes the spice, the kick. And the kick is you can use sriracha, which goes often in my house, as you can see, we use a lot of sriracha, or you can use a roasted peppers flake, so whatever you want. And we like spicy. Even my 15-year-old daughter recently is transitioning to eating spicy food, which I am thrilled about.
Joanna, do you mind sharing again the ingredients in the salad for some of the new attendees?
Oh, yes. For the salad, we have a white cabbage chopped. We have a red cabbage. We have shredded carrots. We have bell peppers. And I have a cucumber here chopped and green onions. So that's the main bulk, but you can add tomatoes if you like chopped tomatoes as well. And we are making the delicious dressing. So now we're going to do rice vinegar. So again, 2 tablespoons. So it makes a lot, and I would suggest not to use the whole thing because you'll be drowning your vegetables in the salad, and the salad is not super light, right? Because it's a peanut butter base. All right. So
now I have a question for you.
yes.
When you use the rice vinegar, are you using seasoned rice vinegar or unseasoned? Is there a difference? Like, what is the difference?
Unseasoned, I just don't have unseasoned, so I use seasoned.
Okay, what's the big difference? Is there one? I'm always curious.
Yeah, it is. So the unseasoned will come if you buy this brand in a green package, and the difference is the sugar content. So this one will have a sugar content. It will be 1 tablespoon has 6 grams of carbohydrates, and mostly it's sugar. Excuse me.
Thank you.
And so the other one, look at this. Look at this. It's like, I wish you could see it better, but it looks fabulous. So I'm just going to add it. So the seasoned rice is used for making sushi. Normally, the difference, one has basically seasoned with sugar. So if you look at the ingredients here, hold on, rice vinegar, sugar, salt, diluted with water. So it's seasoned with sugar and salt. So if you would make sushi rice, normally you would add this one. If you make for anything else, you would add you would add plain, regular, and rice vinegar. So this one has a little bit more flavor. My daughter puts this one on everything, so that's why I have it. All right. Yumminess. Let me get this. The little specks, guys. And some of you don't own air fryer yet. Please do. It will help you to really so we're going to finish that shortly, but I want to finish our peanut butter dressing. Look how thick it is, very thick. And we're going to add lime juice, a tablespoon of lime juice. And for sweetener, because often you want that saltiness, sweetness, and spiciness in Asian food, right? So if you can add a little bit of maple syrup, you can add other stuff. So I would add a tablespoon. So it's a heavy duty. And we got the ginger from the magic package. And all right. So now the dressing is ready. And I would taste it. So as you can see, it depends on the peanut butter. It could be very thick. Adding water to it, it will thinning out. So, and often if I make it, if I put it in refrigerator, the next day it's basically congeal. So bring it up to room temperature and adding sometimes a little water, warm water will nicely sort of make it creamier and smooth. Let me try it if it's any good. I love it. I really, really like it. If you use soy sauce, use the low sodium. This is a regular again. This is what I have in the house. It will be less sort of salty. This is quite salty again because this was seasoned, but so again, if you can make that, chop that vegetables, you can even dress it up and it will keep in the refrigerator for a couple of days. You can bring it to the party, you can bring it to your work office. It's a very, very sort of easy and longer lasting dish.
Someone says they love using aminos instead of soy sauce.
Yes, that's a great point. Thank you so much for making that. So aminos are an alternative to soy sauce. Definitely, so if someone is allergic to soy sauce, if someone followed paleo diet, soy sauce would not be allowed. So aminos become very popular. And you can get in any store, and definitely has a much mild flavor. So it's sort of used in a place of soy sauce. I think it's great. As well, I have it somewhere downstairs. I would need to bring it. All right. You know what? I am going to add a touch of water to it. So I want to make. Actually, I made that, and as I said, my daughter, she likes, I make often in an air fryer chicken fingers. She loves dipping that. It's like, oh, she puts peanut sauce on anything. I think she likes that. It has the flair for Thai food or Asian food. So, all right, so you can see it's a much thinner consistency here. But let's not forget about the herbs, right? We put some green onions and cilantro. I hope everybody loves cilantro. We don't have genetic, please don't feel offended, disabilities here, people who cannot tolerate cilantro. I know there are a lot of people with that kind of issues, but fortunately and unfortunately, I can tolerate cilantro and does not taste like I'm eating bar of soap. So for this salad, again, using herbs, the cilantro, green onion, but you can put mint, you can put basil, if you have Thai basil, even better, right? So very, very flavorful. I'm gonna eat a lot of salad soon. All right, so I'm going to just dress it and mix it. And again, adding, if you want crunchies, adding some of the, I'm not gonna add all of it because Kim, I think I'm going to bring it to the office on Thursday. Hopefully it's gonna last.
Oh, I'm super excited. More reason to come.
I know.
Not to make anyone jealous, but I was able to try Joanna's freshly grown arugula from her garden, and it was delicious.
It's right now still in the garden, it's not much happening. The only thing what's happening is some wild turkey comes and eat my sunflowers. I planted different types, and those creatures, I will not name it, have been enjoying the tops of my beautiful sunflowers. So I might not have a lot. But every year there's some challenge when it comes to gardening. I'm sure a lot of you are gardeners. So, all right. So as you can see, salad came to life. I would like to see a little bit more green, in my opinion. So maybe throw a little bit more cilantro. And I would taste for the salad dressing. And this is very lightly dressed, but you can see how much more I have. So this one, again, you can save it for some other time, or you can.
Joanne, is there any way you can zoom, or is somebody videoing you so you could zoom in on the salad?
I know. See, I'm not that technologically advanced here.
Thank you. That's beautiful.
We hope one day to have a better production.
I know. I need to figure out how to put from the top. We'll figure it out soon, I promise. But it's basically sort of a coleslaw, fancy coleslaw with Asian twist. But make it happy. And again, it's a great take to a party dish. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if we have any, we need to keep going here. We don't have much time left. What time is it?
7:13.
Oh, so we still have, and we are fast in the kitchen. We can do it. All right, so I am loving my quinoa salad. So I have my lemon juice and garlic, perfect combination, right? And I already put a 1 tablespoon of olive oil for roasting, and I'm going to add. Let's do 2 tablespoons. I want a little flavor. Put it in. And guess what? Tomorrow the flavor will just get in and would be absolutely delicious. And I'm going to show you close up. This is this is the salad. Again, summer vegetables, a little quinoa. You can put much more vegetables, and it's dressed with lemon juice and little garlic and little olive oil. And it also has leftover corns and a lot of herbs, basil and parsley and other stuff. And to serve it, I have a toasted, or you can toast pine nuts. I don't know how many of you make make a pesto, but I use pine nuts for pesto. It's basically a little, they're quite expensive. Everything is expensive these days. So you can use that, or you can use other nuts. So don't feel, or you can skip it altogether. And we'll sprinkle on top of it with little feta, and we have a delicious, delicious salad. And if you, for lunch, if you make something like that, again, bring up, you can put add just a chicken to it, and it's a, you know, great salad. You can meet the requirements. Half of your plate vegetables, because you have a lot of zucchini and onion and tomatoes and other stuff. You have a little grain of your quinoa, and then you can add some roasted chicken, rotisserie chicken, or other stuff, and it would be fantastic. All right, perfect. So I'm going to clean up, put my thing into the refrigerator. Now I'm going to show you a very simple dish that I do it all the time. Actually, no, I'm not doing it. My husband does it. I taught him how to use air fryer, and actually he excel at it. So he makes a lot of dishes, and one of the dishes that he makes is roasted green beans. And we're going to make Asian style, but don't feel corner with the Asian flavor. If you're not a big fan, you can definitely substitute that and put, maybe roast your green beans with a little garlic powder, and would be delicious. And instead of sesame oil, just use regular oil. So for this recipe is from a cookbook, Skinny on Taste, and it's a great cookbook. So I didn't invent it. I forgot her name, but she did. So you can buy green beans. Soon I will have corn in my garden, but they are pre-washed. They are cut clean. Again, if you want to do, your own, great. If you feel like you press for time, boom, done. Right? So I have my green beans, and I don't even need to wash them, although I am going to rinse them. You know, they always say pre-washed, pre-think triple times. Sometimes I'm just not that trustworthy, or trust them. Okay, so we have.
What was the name of the cookbook that you had just referenced?
Okay, I will show you, because I have some here, or at least I have. Oh, here. It's a great cookbook, Skinny Taste.
Oh, I love Skinny Taste. I love their website.
And they have, I made out of them quite a few recipes. Look at this: tomato, spinach, and feta stuffed portabella.
They have a fantastic website. I'm going to share it in the chat for everyone.
Yes, and this is the char sesame green beans. Again, very simple. Asparagus with a little bacon. And I made crispy sweet potatoes. I made a few. I even made the bagels. Oh, my daughter, she likes to bake, and made the bagels. Guess what? I made sinful stuff.
Ooh, that sounds delicious.
That was, but I modified. I put I forgot how I modified, but it was a little different. So she has a great recipes. They are not like ultra healthy, ultra sort of, but it's still very tasty, sort of, good doable recipe. So you go and check it out.
And someone just asked, sorry to interrupt before you get going. Someone said, can you explain how to decrease recipes for one person? I know personally I struggle with that. Every time I make a recipe, I'm making it for like 4 nights, and I have to commit to it for a week.
You know what? I grew up with a larger family, so we always cook a lot. So I had the same problem. But you basically have to just look at the ingredients and say, okay, 1 tablespoon, I'm gonna make it half. So some of it you can definitely decrease it to for one person, right? And make it, just cut it in half. it's still the cooking time, it's not going to be, or if you make for 4, some of them just freeze some of it. Depends, maybe this wouldn't be the best thing, but freeze and sort of that helps, you know, depends. Maybe the quinoa and the vegetables, actually they probably could freeze fine, so you can make it more, but often you just have to literally go and cut in half all the recipes. Sometimes on the website, some blogs will have it, the ability to modify the serving sizes, so you can play with that. Yeah, it's hard. Or, you know, eat a lot of leftovers. I know it's hard. I love leftovers, so it's for me like cooking every day. It's hard when you work, but you're right. Sometimes it's the, you know, after 4th day you're like, okay, I'm done. I want something else. All right, so let's do that. Soy sauce. So I have my again just a little bit. Where's my soy sauce? Soy sauce here. So it's soy sauce and sesame oil. So those two sort of so we have 1 tablespoon of soy sauce, and we're going to have 1 tablespoon. Oh, if you don't like spicy, don't use it. You definitely can skip it. I'm even look, I'm gonna go crazy with it and clean it, whatever I have. Need to buy another container. And so basically, let me mix that. Oh, we have to. And we're going to add some sesame oil. So this is what basically gives the flavor, right? So they're red, they smell like sesame. Okay. And they already go to air fryer. And this is literally the fastest recipe you can make. So it's going to be 375, 8 minutes done. But again, if you don't like the Asian flavor, skip it. You can add the different like garlic powder, or just put a little bit of avocado oil when you roast, and when you're done, put a little bit of garlic powder or Italian spices. All right. And I have very basic air fryer. I think mine was very inexpensive, but so when that's sort of done, we can at the end you just add a little bit of toasted sesame seeds and a little bit of more of the sesame oil. Very, very, again, simple, nothing, not much to it. Any questions about the delicious roasted sesame green beans in an air fryer? No? Okay, perfect. Let me clean up a little bit my workspace. You know, I need a little better setup so I just can go and hide here. I guess I could, right? All right, so the beans are done. So again, you can serve that in 10 minutes and you have your vegetables. Very, very simple, highly recommend. All right, now we are moving to crudités. So often when I tell people, eat your vegetables, right? People say, well, I don't like it, I don't have time to prepare it. So I would say, okay, let's come up with a few simple ways of incorporating more vegetables. And sometimes, you know, yes, we think about salad. It's wonderful if you make the salad and it's a lot of prep and so on. But going through, for me, like the first thing that I can easily incorporate is crudités. So celery, if you like it, chopped celery, or buy even chopped. Baby carrots, I often buy you know, big bag, and Each time when I open the refrigerator, they're saying hello. I'm like, okay, let me pick you up a little bit. Often, cucumbers are wonderful for crudité, for simple sort of just dipping. Even if you have your sandwich for lunch, nothing special, throw some on the side vegetables, super simple. And I love those small peppers. They are so great, sweet. You rinse them and you eat them, just discard that little end with seeds. Very, very simple. But, right now, again, tomatoes are coming in season. So buying a cherry tomatoes, super easy, and you can rinse it and pop them in. Radishes, excellent crunch. If you like the little spiciness, they have different types of radishes. So I highly recommend, just if you're working on increasing vegetables, pick something that you like, put in a Ziploc and eat it with your lunch or as a part of a snack. You can dip it in with
Sorry,
honey.
Joanna, I didn't mean to cut you off, but someone just said, I just made the feta whip to have with my veggies for dinner. Thanks for the recipe. It was so good.
Oh my goodness, I'm glad you made it. So the feta dip that I'm going to make, again, it's a very simple dish, and you can make it when you go visit someone, right, to the party. You can bring a nice platter with crudité and the feta dip. Hummus works well as well, but with the feta, when you go to a restaurant, often they charge you arm and a leg for a little bit of whipped feta, and you feel like it's a, I feel always it's a ripoff, but this is my opinion. So you can make your own whipped feta without any problems. This is quite sophisticated because this has mint and other stuff, but you can make it very, very simple. So let's make the whipped feta. If I only can dislodge my, oh my goodness. Super old KitchenAid. It's literally probably 25 years old. So what goes into whipped feta? Not much, nothing special. Feta and yogurt. And lemon and lemon zest. So you can make it in many different flavors, but this is sort of a classic Greek, right? When you think about Greek food, what comes to your mind? Some could be lemon and some feta and some olive oil, right? So it's sort of in that flavor. So I'm not going to make a lot, but it keeps well in refrigerator for a while. So this is just a feta, and feta is the only thing with feta, it's a very high in salt, in sodium. Just sort of be aware of it, that this is the issue. So it comes usually in water, and you would want to buy that versus the crumble feta. Again, I'm going to make half of it because I'm leaving for Costa Rica this Saturday, and my husband will not eat that. Well, you know what? Actually, let me make that because my coworkers on Thursday might enjoy it. Okay, so we have the feta, and I'm going to blend it in with a Greek yogurt. Siggi is one of my favorite brands. It's quite pricey, but it has Siggi. It's Icelandic type, and it's very thick. And it's almost like eating a sour cream. That's so delicious. So I'm going to do that. And also I'm going to add some lemon zest. And for those who are into zesting, you must buy the microplane. This is, you can microplane different things, even your feet. But this is used that only for if you buy one for the kitchen. So I use that for grating lemon. It's fantastic. It's also great for cheese grating. It's also fantastic for grating garlic. So highly, highly recommend. If I travel somewhere, I'm taking my zester. I use zest a lot. All right, so I have a garlic again from my secret stash. I'm going to really? Am I that weak? That is quite funny. Perfect. So I'm just going to add that in and blend it. So we should get a smooth consistency. I've been making a lot actually. This is the few ways that my daughter will eat raw vegetables. But she's this with this one. Quite ironic to have a okay. Since the yogurt was too thick, adding a little bit of milk or water just can get a little bit more creamy because you're looking for a creamy texture. We're right. Here's your spicy green beans.
Someone is saying, great idea to grate the garlic. I had never thought of that. And someone else is saying, my mouth is watering. I concur. My mouth is also watering.
This is really, so again, I will add a tiny bit of, actually you don't even need to, and the sesame oil. I'm so excited. My daughter came from, she did ceramic class and she gave me brought a platter. So I'm excited to use it today.
Beautiful.
It's she was going for some earth design. All right. We're almost out of time, but we can finish that because it's just a few sprinkles away. And we have our spicy green beans. Here it is. And I wish someone could come and join me for the feast. Otherwise, I will have to eat all the vegetables. All right, perfect. So we have that. And my feta is being whipped. All right, let's see. It still needs a little bit.
Someone
more.
is asking, what is considered a serving of each?
Oh, of the feta? I would say, let's say if you have a tablespoon. So let's look at the nutrition information, right? All right, I think I don't forget how it's 6 servings, so it would be like 2 tablespoons. So if you have an ounce of, let's look at close. Where's my feta? So ounce of feta is 74 calories for protein. So it's so if you have 2 tablespoons, you probably get around 120 calories because we added the 90 calories for whole container, so we didn't add that much. It will make probably a cup and a half. So it's quite a bit. It's not, so here I would say, I forgot when I was calculating, it says 140 calories, but I think it would be like good 3 tablespoons of a portion. So I can get back to you further. It's still whipping. It's still whipping, but I think we're going to pause here, and I will assemble a beautiful crudité platter when it's done with whipping. I don't want to make more noise, but it's basically done. So remember, feta, Greek yogurt, or Icelandic yogurt, plain. Don't put flavor. Don't put vanilla. You put little lemon zest, garlic, and you whip it all together. You also add a little bit of lemon juice, which I forgot. Thank you so much. I just need to find a sifter, which I'm going to use this, and that's pretty much it. And you can dress it up in the recipe. You can dress it up with pine nuts, with mint, put a drizzle of a little bit of olive oil. But generally, this is it. If you want a spicy, the Aleppo pepper, it's also, if you want spicy, just you can put any kind of pepper. But this is Aleppo pepper is typical to by an Armenian store, but sort of Greek Armenian. So that would be it. Any questions? No? Anybody cooked with me? Anybody? I'm going to add that lemon juice and whip it further. All right, so I truly appreciate the attendance. I had so much fun, as always, cooking for you or with you and talking about delicious dishes, delicious food.